What is going on, guys? Okay, so I wanted to give my watch list for the next, I'd say 5 sessions, 3 to 5 sessions. So two of these are going to be, sorry, three of them are going to be bottom plays. And then one of them obviously is MTEK. We've been waiting on this one. This is one I really want to talk about today because it has really held this support. There's a really solid point of control around 115 and 116, and it's held that quite a few times. As you can see, it's tested it 4 or 5 times there, and it's holding pretty well. Now it's back up to 120 and after hours. So this one has been holding up really well. Considering the current conditions, like this thing just kind of does its own thing. It's highly controlled by insiders, I would say. And then also, a big thing to keep in mind here is, of course, it's $1 million buyback, share buyback. So this is the most bullish thing you can have in the markets, is a buyback. You kind of want insider buys as well, right? But they're basically repurchasing some of their own shares. And what happens when you do that is you buy the float up, and the float is reduced. So the supply is reduced. What happens when the supply is reduced? The price goes up. So once they start actually using this buyback, guys, this thing's going to absolutely rocket. You can see it's been holding support really well. This was the day where the buyback got approved. It had a little run up, and then they were like, no, we're not going to let it run now. They probably got some other announcement coming. But again, guys, it's simple supply and demand here. So I don't understand how people aren't getting this and why this stock isn't up a lot more. But when you buy back your own stock, you're soaking the float up and you're reducing the float. And then once you reduce the public float, the price goes up. That's just how supply and demand works in this market. That's how it works with buybacks. So it's a very bullish thing. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there. That's why this is my number one. If you also want some other buyback stocks, I would look at MITQ as well. Another fantastic hold, I would say, long-term hold. This one's also setting up really nicely. But this one, they also have a buyback. I don't think they've used it yet. I'm fairly sure they haven't, but it's really going to depend on news and what else they do with the stock. So MTEK is very bullish. They got the buyback approved, guys. Pay attention to this one, I would say, because I think we're looking at PTs above $2 easily. If we're following this higher highs pattern, right? If you're looking at the trend line, we're looking at maybe 230, 240 here, or potentially higher than that. So there's a very high reward and very low risk. You've also got a share buyback. So this one, MTEK, is a no-brainer to me. I don't understand how people aren't seeing this, but eventually once the market catches on, it's going to be a big one. All right. And then also looking at MRIN, this one is basically just pick this right off my bottom scans. If you've seen the results for my bottom scans, I can show you some of the back test results, which are just absolutely ridiculous. I don't want to show you exactly what the scan is because this is a free video. I give all the scans to my VIPs, of course. But if you look at the results for this scan, you're starting with an initial capital of $1,000. You're risking 10% per trade. Your stop loss is 15%. Your take profit is 50%. So it's not like you're taking profit at 2% and your stop loss is 1%. It's a very wide margin, and that's why this scan gives me a lot of confidence, because look at that average annual return, 325%. Capital growth, 106,000%. That's insane. So this scan I also picked HLBZ off of, and that one ran absolutely bonkers. So we are looking definitely at MRIN for the next few days here. I think it'll catch on. It's definitely setting up here. Very bullish candle here. We are kind of pushing, what I would say, 125 and after hours on very light volume. But this is holding up really well. The bounce, I think, got bought up here. And if that 117 holds, we're off to the races, in my opinion. You know, and it did really get loaded on this candle here. That wasn't me, by the way. That wasn't my followers. I saw the loads here and I was like, oh shit, someone's buying this up right now. So I bought in with them. And we saw a small rally there, but that's nothing compared to what's going to happen with this stock, in my opinion. I am personally projecting that this stock hits $1.60 to $1.80, potentially higher than that, but those are my first PTs. So there's a lot of room on this one, and it's very, very bottom. If you look at where it's trading on the weekly charts, trading back to where it was, before that massive spike, and even lower than that. It ran around 170 all the way up to $27. Now it's trading at 120. So that's insane. All right, so MRIN, massive watch. DPRO, this is a gem pick that I gave my people. I posted all my DD for my VIPs, all my research on this one. Very numbers based. Basically, all you really need to know with this one is they're a very profitable company and they're using their assets very efficiently. So those are the two things you really have to know. And I think the stock trading at 72 cents is just insanely undervalued. Just stupid that the fact that it's trading here. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And those are the stocks I buy when I say, this is fucking stupid. Why is this trading here? Those are the stocks I buy and hold. And those are the ones that usually go 100, 300%. So DPRO, I am looking at a PT of $1.50 or higher. I think we'll get over $1 fairly easy, and then we can talk about PTs above that. But that's a 30% gain from these levels already, so that'd be a really nice gain from here. And then a long-term hold, obviously, because this is my next gem pick after MTEK. So look at that absolutely insane weekly chart. I mean, I could see this going right back to the Bollinger Band's 110 pretty easily. And then we can talk about, it has a history of massive rallies here. So, yeah, we'll have to watch this one very closely. I could see it hitting even $1.30, $1.50 quite easily. And then GRNQ. GRNQ has some very good seasonality for October. And this one was also picked off of my bottom scans. So very high accuracy bottom scan. So we're going to have to see what happens with this one. I think it's trading at fairly safe levels, in my opinion. It looks very bullish to me. I like what I'm seeing with that MFI pattern and our positive DI. So also definitely getting accumulated. It got pushed down and shorted a little bit, but I definitely think this one's still getting accumulated for some news. And then this is going to pop right back up to $2. Yeah, I think it could easily see $2. But yeah, those are my top 4, guys. So MRIN is probably my number 1 bottom pick. DPRO is a long-term. GRNQ is kind of a speculative news play, so I'm looking for a PR there. And MTEK is just the no-brainer trade for me. And I've got a lot of money in this one, and I'm just patiently waiting. I'll double up on dips if I get that. I mean, I'd be grateful if this dipped more, but I don't think it will. I think that 115 support has been incredibly solid lately, so we're looking to break out of this wedge very soon. And then we're probably going to see new highs. I would say we're probably going to see like 230s out of this range. But yeah, again, guys, this stock is doing a $1 million buyback. They haven't done it yet, so when they do it, what do you think is going to happen? When they buy back their own shares, when you buy your own stock and the float is reduced, what happens to the stock price, guys? Tell me what happens. It's quite obvious what happens. But of course, the market hasn't caught on because it's such a new listing. So we are just basically super fucking early here. So enjoy it, buy it up, and just enjoy the fucking ride, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to end it there. Take care.